I want you to have the opportunity to gas your fiance up a little bit. What's it like to have someone as supportive as she is, and where did you guys meet, and how did that relationship develop?
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And she will too. I told her she was doing this and she watches some of your stuff too. So she'll be excited
Oh,
about it.
interesting.
Um, yeah, so we met in college. Well, we were the same year freshmen, but it was like we were always at the same parties, but I don't think I even had one conversation with her or vice versa. And then sophomore year, we like ran into each other up front, and just the men's and women's volleyball team at that time were pretty close. So like if I just saw any women's volleyball player, I would feel comfortable talking to them, even if I had never spoken to them before. So we fired off and talked for like 45 minutes one morning out in like this random circle, standing there, like both of us trying to go somewhere. And then after that, we kind of realized that each other existed. And then from there on out, we started dating and have been together since, and now get married next July. So, no, she's been amazing. She's a big reason why that struggle year of being home and rehabbing was that I was able to stay like committed and get through it. Cause like I said, she dealt with all the shit that I was dealing with. On top of her working her own job, making a lot of the meals because I was gone a lot training or busy where I couldn't, I can't like get a workout in and cook like spaghetti. So just kind of having her there to do all that. And when we first started dating, I was like, look, like there's really no other option here. Like if we're going to be a thing, like I'm doing this, like I'm going to find my way to go play professional. I'll be in Europe. Like there's no way that I'm sacrificing that for anything. And she was like, yeah, of course, like let's do it. And then even this year now we're planning a wedding, and I'm like, hey, we're going to Germany. Is that cool? She was like, yeah, of course. Like, so she's just very sturdy and very like very much so a rock in our relationship for sure, because she keeps us very stable while I spray us array in every meaning of the sense, and she just kind of like reels it all in and keeps it under control. So she deserves a lot of the credit for what I've been able to do like on the court.
Right, there has to be some order to the chaos.
Exactly, and she's that for sure.
How do you think that you reciprocate the support for her? I don't want to overstep or anything, but I think
No.
I think relationships are very interesting.
Yeah, we're very open about our relationship. Like a lot of people just like know random stuff about our relationship. I don't know why. Probably because we're very open and we both talk a lot. For me personally, so like she's really big into like the love languages kind of thing and knowing her love language. I've never really been into that. Like the signs and all the other stuff has never been my speed.
Mm-hmm.
But she like, so when she's told me what hers are and like what she likes, like acts of kindness or whatever this is. So, like whenever I could, I would try to like bring home flowers or pick her up a coffee or do something like that. I make sure to like verbally reinforce a lot, like how much I appreciate her help and all she's doing. And like the other window is like whenever we talk to friends or like when I'm talking to you right now, and like all I do is talk about like how awesome she's been. So things like that, I really try to reciprocate with. And, it's not, we're like, whenever it comes down to birthdays and stuff, she likes to make it a big deal. So we always kind of go all out, but we're not very big, like gift or not. She's a huge gift giver, but we're not like people that were like, oh, we have to spend like $2,000 on Christmas for each other. It's like more with us. It's kind of like the way that we interact with each other. And especially with the time spent apart when I was in Denmark, just the ability for her to come out for Christmas and me be able to like sit down and have breakfast with her was like the nicest thing ever. And whenever we do things together, such as like have dinner, just the two of us or something, we're very like engaged with each other, and we make it a point to because of how much time we spent apart. Because she also did her master's in London where she was gone for a whole year and I was back home playing in the States. So we had a lot of time apart during our relationship. So we always just make it a very big point to be very present with each other whenever we are with each other. So those have kind of been some of the ways that I've reciprocated and some of the ways that we were able to like maintain a healthy relationship during our times apart.
How do you maintain a long distance relationship?
It's definitely not easy. But I think most importantly is that it takes two people who are willing and knowing to do it. So it takes a lot to be able to be emotionally strong and emotionally loyal, emotionally, physically, however you want to write up loyal is 100% obviously that's talked about all the time. But we've just always been super committed to each other, super loyal in that sense. And it's kind of a big creed between the two of us. Before like we started dating, even our own personal creed was always that like cheating and not being loyal is a huge problem for us, like a huge deal breaker. I've never never cheated on anybody. I never will, and neither is she. And like, it's just kind of a big, which also made it easy because we were on the same kind of wavelength. Like we were both very mentally the same. So it's just kind of having two people that are capable and willing to do it. Because a lot of times people will try to do it, and then one gets that taste of like freedom or being by themselves. And it's not even that they would go out and cheat, but it's that they now don't want to stay up till 3 a.m. to answer a FaceTime, or they don't want to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. to like watch a game or something like that. So I think that both of us just having that mentality and being really invested in each other is what made it easy. Because I mean, even when I was over there, we weren't able to talk very often. We would always get at least one FaceTime a day, but sometimes it was for 2 minutes in between our meeting, and then we would just message. But as I said, I'm shit with technology, so me responding to a text message, like you're lucky that we did this so quick to the time you messaged me, because there is a whole nother like realm where this turns out that I read that text like 6 months from now, and then we do. So
Well, I'm glad
not
that I
that
got
you're
you.
lucky, but
I'm very lucky.
work, because I am terrible with my phone. My mom yells at me all the time because I don't even respond to my own mother, which is not great. But yeah.
Sometimes my grandma will send me 6 texts a day, and it's tough to respond to every single one of them.
Yep, I get those too, and then I get the phone call and I get berated, and